Today I'm going to talk about starting this Bucks Point Easter egg design of mine. I've been asked to talk about it by someone who's got the pattern recently and doesn't know where to start. So I'm just going to do the very basics of starting in both directions at the top of the Easter egg. We're actually going to start right at the very top here and work down in both directions. So we start off with the pattern on the pillow, and we're going to put a pin in the first pinhole. This is going to be the starting point. We're going to hang 2 pairs of bobbins on that pin in open formation, and these are going to be the 2 workers, and with these we're going to work a false picot. So we put 5 twists on one of the pairs and then work a cloth stitch, and just jiggle them about to make sure the twists go around the pin. Next we're going to lay in the pairs that are going to be the passives in both directions. So I've moved the 2 workers to the side, and we're going to lay the pairs in on a temporary support pin. Now I can't remember whether I used 2 or 3 pairs on this. Traditionally you would use 2 pairs, but I think on this design, because it is a motif, I probably used 3 pairs on the original. So I'm going to go with 3 pairs. And we lay in 3 pairs in each direction, so you've got 1 of each end of a pair of bobbins going each way. I'll just zoom back out. You've got them lying like that in open formation, temporarily supported on this pin. And we're going to start work. Now, when I was starting lace, I was always told you couldn't move your pin. You move your pillow in the direction. Sometimes it just, when you first start in, it does help just to ease it slightly around so you're not leaning too much in one direction. And with the first pair on the left from the false picot, work through to the inside, through those 3 pairs, and then from the right work through 3 pairs on the right. Now when you're starting this, you also have to pay attention to the pairs that are needed for the ground. I can just pull those up a little bit, and I can move that temporary pin because I've got the pillow flat to be able to film it. Now what we have to look at is where these pairs are going to. The right hand pair is coming to the pin here, which is slightly to the right of the starting pin, and the left hand one is going to the left. Now from this pin you're going to want 1 pair to come out into the ground. The right hand pair you're going to want 1 to come to that pin there for the first pin in that row of ground, and you're also going to want 1 to come there. So the right hand of the starting point wants 2 pairs adding, and the left hand one wants 1 pair adding. So straight away we can put a temporary pin back in again. We'll do the left hand one first. We'll hang 1 pair on there, and we'll just cloth stitch through it and put the pin up. Drop it down off the pin, leave it back in for the next one, and work back out to the outside edge. We now work a normal picot on the edge, 5 twists before and 2 after. And then work back through again. So you've got your first pair in there for your ground stitch, and because they're going to be ground, I automatically put the 3 twists on straight away. So if you were to come back across and think is that in or out, you can see because it's got the twists on, it's point ground stitch it's going to go into. Now I'm moving the pillow back to the normal plane. Whenever you start working the ground, you need to have the pillow in the fixed position so the widest point of the diamond for the ground is horizontal. that is your direction of work. And it's ideally keep your pillow at that angle all the time you're working point ground, because you will get out of line if you don't have it at the correct angle. Now I've got to add 2 in for this side, so I'm going to hang 2 pairs on this temporary pin, again in information. I'll stride the pin rainbow fashion and cloth stitch through the first pair, the right hand pair, and put the pin up. Cloth stitch back to leave the 2 pairs out now. So both of these pairs are going to need the 3 twists on. I then work back out to the outside edge and just do the outside edge picot before I look at the ground. Now, something I was never told when I was first learning Bucks Point that I've decided is the best approach for it, particularly when you're first starting an area of ground, is to get the ground started as soon as you can. Because you can spot straight away then if you're going to need to put extra pairs in. Now here, I've got the 2 pairs to work this point ground stitch, so I'm going to work it. And I'm going to put that pin in. Now I can see straight away I've got that line of ground set up here, and I've got the one to go in that direction. I've got this one that's going to come from the top, and the next pinhole in the trail wants 1 more pair in to start that row of ground. And it's quite important that you don't go on too far. It'd be very easy to carry on working down this trail and miss a pair that you need to put in for the ground. But if you work it as soon as you've got the 2 pairs to work it with, you're less likely to miss pairs out like that. And I say it's just something that I've picked up with practice, and I found very beneficial to do. As soon as I've put it in, left it out, put the twists on. I'm just going back out to the outside edge again. I'm doing the next picot. Just normal picots on the edge. There's only the first one is a false picot on this piece. So again, I've now got those 2 pairs. I can work that point ground stitch. And I can also work the next one diagonally downhill. So I've now got that point ground started quite nicely at the top of the Easter egg. So now looking again what I'm going to need to do. The next pinhole in the trail, I would need 1 to come here for the ground, but I'm also going to need some for this trail. So I'm going to need 2 in this one and 2 in this one. So you just have to look and check each time to see what pairs you need to put in. I'm not going to do too much on this pattern because the point of the video was just to show you the start point and where to start on it. I'm just going to do a couple more pinholes just to so you can see getting started. Now that's going to be the point ground stitch. So again, work the point ground. Pairs are there to do it, get it done. And also the next one over. And you can see the point ground starting to take shape. That one's going to be the trail. And then the next pin is also going to be 2 added in. Each time just working through the first pair. Now on a piece like this I would probably work, I'd get the pairs in for this trail, I would then work maybe down to the next 5 or 6 pinholes on the outside so you can get this point ground started, and I would then go back over here and work down similar on this side and get the 2 trails started at the same time. all the time working the ground as you go and keeping the design working down in a horizontal line, because this helps you not miss pinholes and not miss the ground stitches in particular. Ground can be quite tricky. Sometimes you find you may need to work stitches without pins to fill holes, but hopefully this one isn't too bad for that sort of situation. I hope that's helped you getting started on the Bucks Point Easter egg. The patterns are on my website if you haven't seen it and would like one, and you can just order it through the online shop. I hope that's been helpful. Give us a thumbs up. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like to see, and watch out for new videos coming soon. If you subscribe, you'll get the notifications. Thanks for watching.